This is WKYT News at 6:30 on the CW Lexington.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Moody.
And I'm Miranda Combs. Sam and Jennifer are out tonight, so we're enjoying our chance here.
Yeah, they're out of town, and the kids are kind of holding the place down for the time being.
Kids. Okay, trending right now. A Nicholasville man injured by his replacement Samsung phone. The man says he and his wife woke up to a hissing sound in their bedroom. And when he opened his eyes, his bedroom was filled with smoke.
Yeah, pretty wild. That story is the most clicked on right now on WKYT.com, followed by an Associated Press fact check of Trump and Clinton's debate claims and a missing Florida girl found safe, with the suspect now in custody. Here's what we're following right now at 6:30. A Laurel County man accused of killing his stepfather admits to doing it. 35-year-old John Stricker was arraigned this morning on charges of murder. WKYT's Hillary Thornton spoke with him today. She has the story about what he had to say.
I thought I was fine about 10 minutes ago, and I realized I'm not.
Police recruits from across Kentucky train at the Department of Criminal Justice Training Center in Richmond find out about the unconventional way they're learning how to spot drunk drivers.
And we're covering the latest on how Samsung is now halting production of its troubled Galaxy Note 7 smartphones after numerous reports of them catching fire. WKYT talks with a Kentucky man who's a victim of one of those Galaxy explosions.
And meteorologist Jim Caldwell joins us now. Hey, much colder weekend, huh?
Yeah, and then we've got a trend, though, that kind of flips, and it's going to be a much nicer outlook for us, period, as we'll see more mid-70s, maybe some upper 70s. And then other cooler shots on the way, guys. Out there right now, though, we are in the upper 60s and mid-60s in most locations out there. Lexington comes in at 69 degrees after maxing out in the low 70s a little earlier. But due to the timing of the year, we're seeing the cooler air filter in a little bit quicker as we're losing some of that true peak sunshine. Here's what we've got under Fender Radar Network. Some clouds. That's really about it. They'll be streaming through the skies here over the next little bit and even into the overnight. And I think that'll help stabilize our temperatures as we go into the nighttime period. And it is an extra long weekend at Keeneland because this past weekend, it started on Friday. We've got the full dose of it this week. Look at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We also have Saturday and Sunday. That's all I can fit on the graphic, but it looks absolutely wonderful on Wednesday. Even when we have a front pass through the area there with a stray shower or two coming to the area, we still look pretty good out there. I'll break down the rest of the 7-day forecast for everybody coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Relief tonight in a Laurel County neighborhood after a man who police called armed and dangerous and wanted for murder has been arrested.
Police caught 35-year-old John Stricker late last night. Police say he shot his stepfather 5 times early Sunday morning. As WKYT's Hillary Thornton reports, he says he has no regrets. She has our top story at 6:30.
The search for John Stricker is now over. The 35-year-old sitting in the Laurel County Detention Center.
What are the police saying about him?
They're saying you shot your stepfather.
But man ain't nothing to me.
Stricker denying that the man found shot multiple times early Sunday morning was his stepfather, however never denying he is the one who pulled the trigger.
Did you shoot him?
Family members say Stricker has a history of mental illness and had stopped taking his medication. Stricker admitting he shot Donnie Stone 5 times, claiming military personnel told him to do so.
The reason was didn't know, so I carried it out.
After that, Stricker says he went to a friend's house to hide out. It is there where police arrested him overnight, also finding and seizing his pistol from him.
I had no clue how they found him.
Do you regret at all what you did?
Nope.
Knowing Stricker battles mental illness and that he possibly had a gun, neighbors say they are relieved to hear he is no longer on the run.
And I hope they get him the help that he needs.
In Laurel County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And a not guilty plea was entered for Stricker today in court. His bond is set at $250,000 cash with the condition of home incarceration.
There was a safety alert issued early this morning for EKU students following a stabbing near campus. EKU officials sent that alert shortly before 6 a.m. after Richmond police found a victim with multiple stab wounds near the intersection of Madison and Summit. Police haven't released any kind of suspect information or the victim's identity. Nicholasville police have arrested a man who they say had a meth lab in a park. Police said they were called to Lake Mingo Park this morning for a report of a man who was sleeping there. They say when they talked to that man, Hubert Bowling, they found out he had some outstanding warrants here in Lexington. And police say they found a one-step meth lab in his backpack. Police called in a special response team to deactivate the chemicals. Bowling has been charged with making meth.
Investigators are trying to figure out what led to a crash in Montgomery County that killed an elderly woman. It happened around 8 this morning on Camargo Road, not far from Mount Sterling. Police say the victim was heading home when a car traveling in the opposite direction crossed the center line and hit her car head on. They say the woman died at the scene and the other driver was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The road was closed for hours, but it has since been reopened. A Harlan County couple is in jail after a 3-year-old child they were supposed to be watching was found walking in the street. Police arrested the child's uncle, T.J. Tackett's and her fiancee, Sydney Shepard. They are all both charged with first-degree wanton endangerment and endangering the welfare of a minor. Police say someone called them after seeing the 3-year-old near an intersection. The couple admits they were asleep when the child walked away.
If it would have wandered away and could have been lost, there's a mountain wooded area there. Railroad tracks are nearby. Rivers nearby. Who knows what could have happened.
Police say the couple have been watching the 3-year-old for the child's grandmother while she was sick. We're told social services took the child back to its guardian.
Samsung is officially halting production, and the Associated Press reports just a few minutes ago also halting sales of its troubled Galaxy Note 7 smartphones. Now, this comes amid fears that even replacement versions of that device run the risk of catching fire. WKYT's Andrea Walker has the story.
The Galaxy Note 7 nightmare keeps getting worse. Samsung officially recalled the phones last month, blaming faulty batteries for the phones reportedly catching fire. Replacements were supposed to solve the problem, but customers like Michael Claring of Nicholasville are now reporting the same stories.
I'm scared to death for a minute and look over and my phone's on fire.
Claring says he only had his replacement phone for a little more than a week before the incident.
The phone's supposed to be the replacement, so you would thought it was safe. It wasn't plugged in, it wasn't anything, it was just sitting there.
Unfortunately, this story isn't unique. A similar situation happened last week at a Louisville airport when a passenger's phone started smoking, forcing everyone to evacuate.
They're in kids' pockets and people's cars, all kinds of things that we saw with the first ones. And Samsung needs to do something to get these off the market.
Today, Samsung announced they are halting production of their Galaxy Note 7 smartphones. Both AT&T and T-Mobile have already stopped issuing the phones to customers. AT&T will allow users to return the phone for a different Samsung model, while T-Mobile customers can pick a different device or receive a full refund. Andrea Walker, WKYT.
And again, just about 15 minutes ago, the Associated Press said Samsung is halting sales of that Galaxy Note 7. Now, a spokesperson with Samsung released the following statement regarding this weekend's incident in Nicholasville, saying, quote, "We want to reassure our customers that we take every report seriously. We're engaged with Mr. Claring to ensure we're doing everything we can for him. Customer safety remains our highest priority as we are investigating the matter," end quote.
Police recruits from across Kentucky are trading in textbooks for real-life scenarios to learn how to spot a drunk driver. We have that story in less than 3 minutes on WKYT News at 6:30 on the CW Lexington.
And the Wildcats are showing off their court skills in front of nearly 100 NBA scouts. Dave Baker joins us to talk about Pro Day and today's Sports Buzz. Welcome back to WKYT News at 6:30 on the CW Lexington. For 23 weeks, police recruits from all across the state train at the Department of Criminal Justice Training Center. That's on EKU's campus.
And some of the training involves learning how to spot a drunk driver. About halfway through the training, the recruits trade in the textbooks for some real-life scenarios. Instructors bring in groups of people and have them drink in a classroom and then test the recruits on their abilities to catch the clues.
When they're dosed up, you'll be able to see it. I can show it to you.
It's time to break down the news now. So, Miranda, this isn't your typical story that you'd typically go out on a given day. Sitting in a classroom, watching people drink alcohol until they're legally drunk.
We just sat there and watched. It got more entertaining as the hours went by.
Sure.
Now, this is 2 hours. That's all they had to consume quite a bit of alcohol. What they were trying to do is get them to a 0.10, which, as you know, is well above the legal limit. However, you're not going to be falling over or sick at that much. But this still required about 12 plus shots for these people to get down in this 2 hour period. So it got entertaining, but there was a serious element that went along with all of this.
Right, because I guess this is really the only way that these officers can simulate trying to catch a suspected drunk driver.
So here's something I didn't understand. The only way they can really test for a DUI and a field sobriety test, when those officers do the finger across the eyes, what they're looking for is this HGN test, where literally your eye will twitch as it goes across watching that finger. So what we were able to do is actually capture that with the camera, so you can see it clear as day. So it's very interesting. But the instructors were saying that's the only way we can show them. We can't read it to them or fake it. They have to see it for themselves. So, and trust me, these recruits had no idea who was coming in if they were drunk at all. So it was interesting. The recruits were very nervous, but they handled it well, and it was very real life for them.
Yeah, and then they learned to look for more than just the physical clues, I guess.
Yes, afterwards they go in the classroom and they debrief and kind of talk about everything they saw. And what was funny was a lot of the recruits said, gosh, we had no idea they were that intoxicated. That's a lot of shots, 80 proof shots in a very short amount of time. So they were able to see that just because you may look okay, you may have had a whole lot to drink. I think that was their biggest lesson in all of this.
Yeah, a lesson for everybody to take away on that one. Well, you can join the conversation by leaving your comments on WKYT.com or on our Facebook page. Let us know what you think about that story.
And now we head over to meteorologist Jim Caldwell. He joins us at the First Alert Weather Center. Hey, Jim.
Hey, guys. We've been tracking a really nice Monday out there with a lot of sunshine, but now we're losing that sun. You can see it's starting to set off in the western skies here and really lighting up that sky here, getting beautiful out there with that sunset, and it'll get even better here in the next few minutes. Just better by the second, really. 69 degrees in Lexington. Currently, we're getting an east-northeast wind at around 10 miles per hour. Humidity is still on the downside as well, so you can still see that it's pretty dry. Clouds are going to continue to thicken up out to our west and I think stream into our central Kentucky skies here, which will, of course, make for a cloudier night than what we've experienced. Also overnight and into the early morning hours. So a little more cloud cover probably helps stabilize our temperatures some here. As we go with our hour-by-hour run, you'll see temperatures running in the upper 60s, low 70s by 5 o'clock tomorrow, probably more so into the low 70s for daytime highs. We advance beyond that. We get into your Wednesday out ahead of the next front, which will likely be pushing in a lot warmer air. And then a frontal boundary starts rolling into the area. We're tracking some showers into parts of Kentucky with that next frontal boundary. This one's going to be a bit of a game changer for us because while it does have some rain attached to it, it's going to be more about the cooler air that filters in behind it. Because out ahead of it, we're going into the 70s again. Behind it, we'll watch those temperatures kind of drop for a little bit there. So everything nice and quiet beyond that, all thanks to a frontal boundary. And this isn't an impressive front at all, other than the temperatures dropping about 10 degrees. Look at the rainfall associated with it. You're talking less than 1/10 of an inch. I mean, just very light rain. You might run into 1 or 2 showers that could produce a little bit more, but other than that, we are all quiet on the rainy side of things. Here's what the front looks like on the big picture. It's a fall front, and it comes rolling across Kentucky. Notice it dries up some and pushes the moisture to the north, more so at least. The chilly air behind it. We watch our temperatures drop, so we're talking small rain chances and a short-lived chilly blast of air, and that just basically means that Thursday and Friday are a little bit cooler than the rest here, 65 and 67 degrees there. And then you get into Saturday and Sunday, and we go into recovery mode there, guys. But who needs the recovery? Because we're still in recovery mode for Tuesday and Wednesday after a bit of a cooler weekend. So some nice stuff coming our way, even with that rain chance thrown into the mix.
Yeah, this is kind of the part of fall everybody's okay with. It's a little bit chilly at night. You got to get the jacket out, but then during the day it's still pleasant.
That's the pumpkin patches. Everything's going in your favor. Yeah.
You don't want to go to a pumpkin patch at 90. So
No,
you want to go out there with 60s, 70s. Feels
sure.
good.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Jim. When we come back, why Coach Cal is king of the court. Dave Baker has our sports buzz next. welcome back. It is time now for the Sports Buzz.
Each night we talk with Dave Buzz Baker for an inside look at what's going on. Hey, Buzz.
How did you guys get hooked up with the little Jimmy Caldwell show? I mean, how does that happen?
You know, we owed somebody a favor. So,
miss a meeting or something? Is that what it was? All right, let's talk basketball. Believe it or not, Big Blue Madness is coming up this Friday night. Last night, John Calipari teased the Big Blue Nation as the ESPN cameras came to town for Kentucky's annual Pro Day. Last night, it was specific drills. Today, a chance for these guys to scrimmage in front of 90 NBA scouts.
Well, first of all, they are really into this right now. Now, we had a practice a few days ago. I literally whistled and skipped out of the building saying, we're like really good. Then the next day,
I was here.
Next day,
you weren't so happy.
I did not sleep that night because I'm thinking, how are we going to win any games? So you don't know with young kids, but the thing I try to tell them, you can't let go of the rope. All the other stuff is negotiable. You just can't let go of the rope.
It's the same thing Miranda tells this guy every day. Don't let go of the... All right, here you go. Take a look at this. The two takeaways from this, and we're going to see more on Friday night, is first of all, that guy, De'Aaron Fox, is really, really, really fast. I mean, John Wall could take it right to the rack, and obviously what he's doing in the NBA, you know, you just can't equal it. But look at Fox right here and what he can do. He just glides down the court, and the best thing about it is when you get a chance to see him actually scrimmage, he can really finish at the rim. It's one thing to beat everybody down the court, but you got to be able to finish as well. And this guy, Bam Adebayo, oh my gosh, what a specimen. 6'9", he is 260, and I'm telling you, I bet his body fat is like below 5%. I mean, he is an unbelievable specimen. They're going to have an unbelievable matchup problem for other teams this year with what they can do with the basketball. Okay, all right, let's talk a little baseball. I know Sean's been dying to do that, right?
Yes.
Blue Jays, he's been dying to talk about the Blue Jays.
All day.
American League Divisional Series. Okay, yesterday, Toronto up 2-1 in the home half of the 10th. Runners on first and second, one out. Russell Martin grounded to short. Rugnedo Dor, bad throw on the turn to first. Martin is safe. Josh Donaldson, the former Auburn Tiger, comes home and scores. Jays win it. They win the series 3-0. And Sean right there is going, why the heck are we talking about Toronto and Texas? All right, that's Joe West there on the left. You see the the guy on the right is a home plate umpire. That's my buddy Sam Holbrook from right here in Lexington.
Okay.
He's had an incredible major league career. As you see, they go to the replay. The call is correct. And the Blue Jays are moving on to the American League Championship Series as they win it 3-0.
Heck of a finish.
And it was a heck of a finish. Now, finally, okay, everybody does promotions, right?
Sure.
Right. Your bosses always want you to promote your stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, so businesses do this as well. Okay, so this is Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Jim Harbaugh, the coach. Plan was simple. Michigan played Rutgers this weekend, and a local Ann Arbor Ruth's Chris Steakhouse had this promotion. Okay, from the following Sunday after the game to the next Thursday, they were going to give a percentage off for every point that Michigan beat Rutgers by. So that means if they win 10 points, 10% off the meal, right?
Wow.
Michigan beat Rutgers 78-0.
Ho-ho.
That would get Jimmy out of the Golden Corral right there. He would punt on Jeff Foxworthy for 78% off, whether they had the chocolate fountain or not. He would punt on them. But what happened was they had to come back on Facebook and say it was a maximum of 50%. Now, I know that your husband loves you so much that he knows what the tab is at Ruth's Chris.
Sure.
Sean does not.
I don't even know if he
I mean, you
does
can't.
I know, but for 50% off even.
But you can't get in for under like $40, $50 for a steak. So, I mean, it's a pretty good ticket. But they had to say it's only 50%.
Cap it.
So there you have it. That's right, cap it.
No 78%. Well, thank you, Buzz. Appreciate you coming on.
Great to have you all here. Let's do this again.
My heart's
We'll do
racing
it.
still.
Oh, stop
okay.
it. Stop it. You're such a goof.
Ahead tonight here on the CW Lexington, an hour of Family Feud is next. Then at 8 o'clock, Supergirl, followed by No Tomorrow at 9.
And over on WKYT, The Big Bang Theory at 8. Heaven Can Wait at 8:30. Two Broke Girls. 9. Scorpion at 10. Followed by WKYT News at 11. Welcome back to WKYT News on the CW Lexington. Topping our world wrap today, House Speaker Paul Ryan pulls the support for Donald Trump.
The Speaker says he will not campaign for the Republican nominee between now and Election Day on November 8th. Now, he hasn't said why he won't defend Trump, but he says he will now focus on maintaining a Republican majority in the House. Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton campaigned in Detroit today at Wayne State University. The U.S. military offers humanitarian assistance to Haiti following Hurricane Matthew. Almost a week after the deadly storm, local aid officials are struggling to get food, medicine, and water to desperate communities. The USS Mesa Verde arrived on Sunday to help out with humanitarian and disaster relief. Take a look at this. 5 southbound lanes of the Kennedy Bridge in Louisville reopened today, helping ease traffic in the area.
The bridge was closed in January after the adjacent Lincoln Bridge opened in January. When the bridge fully opens in December, it will carry 6 southbound lanes of Interstate 65. The Lincoln Bridge will have 6 northbound lanes.
And then starting in December, if you want to drive across the Kennedy, Lincoln, or a new East End Bridge in Louisville, you will have to pay a toll.
Hello, gentlemen.
Well, hello. It's good to be back with you all over here, right? Did you like that setup?
Buzz is insurance.
That was excellent. Forecast. I can handle all this. We don't need Buzz for this. So we are talking really spectacular weather throughout the rest of the evening, tomorrow, and into your Wednesday. Could get a little breezy out there, and even for those folks who are going to head out to Keeneland. And is it Keeneland?
Wednesday.
Close enough.
There you
Looks
go.
Fantastic out there for you, even with that small chance of rain.
Great. Thanks so
Good
much.
deal. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good night.
Good night.